Okay, you know how I was talking about the food in the hospital? How I hated it. It was terrible. 6 months worth of crap. And I went on and on and on about it. Well, when I got out, the first thing I did was make, at the house that I was staying at, there's like a McDonald's house, you know, close to the hospital. Other transplant people are there, just getting over theirs. We're all recovering. And they got this wonderful kitchen. And I cooked up a pot of what I call picadillo, or picadillo a la Miguel. That's me. And sometimes we call it Mexican goulash. It's just, it's something my mother taught me, but then I added a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's tasty, but it's aromatic, and it tastes and it smells like real food. And it was really good, and everybody enjoyed it, so I thought I'd make you this tape so that you could duplicate it because you liked it so much. You ate 3 bowls or something. I like that. Anyway, so here it is. Now here's the ingredients. Okay, we're going to go over the ingredients first. You can write it down and see what it is. First off, we have about 2.5 pounds of lean ground meat. Then we're going to fry that, break it all apart, little chunks, little pieces. And then we're going to add onion. Now, I'll use 2 small onions or 1 big onion. I throw in a little jalapeno for flavor, add a little spice to it. If you don't want it spicy at all, take the seeds and the ribs out of it. And bell pepper. And I use about 3 cloves of garlic. Or you can use the minced garlic, either way, doesn't matter. After that's done, then we're going to add 1 to 2 cans of diced tomatoes. And then our spices. Now this is what makes it picadillo. We're going to do a little paprika, a goodly amount of oregano, a little bit of cumin, and salt and pepper. Basically, this is what makes the picadillo. Now, what personalizes it is the vegetables that go into it after that. After that, I use carrots, and then I throw in potatoes. If I had fresh corn, I would put fresh corn, and fresh green beans, I'd put fresh green beans. But we're just going to do the cheapy way and just throw in a can at the end. Now, these are already cooked, so they just go in the end. So we're going to put carrots, take longer than potatoes, and then we just throw those in the end. That's all there is to this meal. It's really simple. What we're getting ready to do is we're getting ready to chop that, chop that, chop that, chop that, dice that, throw it all together so that we can throw it in after the meat cooks. And then we'll get those prepared so we can throw it in, add a little water, and let it simmer for a little bit. So let's get to chopping. And voila, chopped onions, just however finely chopped you want to make them. And we added the bell pepper, the peppers, and garlic in 1 bowl. And we got the diced tomatoes ready to go. Carrots are chopped, ready to go. Potatoes chopped, ready to go. Because these are cans, and they're very last in. When it's all said and done, we'll open them up and throw them in the pot. Okay, first step, we take that meat. See if I can do it. Meat goes in right there. So we're going to fry that down. Break it apart as we go. And when it's said and done, we'll drain it completely, and then we'll put the other stuff in. Be right back. Let's go ahead and cook this meat. Okay, just keep working it down. Just keep breaking it up, turning it over so it's all brown, and then we'll drain it, strain it, get all the fat off, and we'll do the other fixings. So just keep working it around, keep turning it over, just keep it going, and it'll get there. Okay, as you can see now, it's all browned up pretty good. It's all in little bitty pieces. Now, we got a lot of fat, so we're going to strain this in the strainer. And normally, I mean, if you want to make a small batch, you can cut this recipe down in halves or quarters. We're used to making a pan this size, but I like to make a lot so I can freeze it. And it's really good because it comes back really good. The flavors hold, and it's smells. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to strain it, and then we're going to put it in this big pot here, and just add all the stuff in there and have plenty of liquid because I like the juice. So that gets strained, and then we'll start on sauteing the spices. Okay. So we got the strained meat in the pot. Skillet's on. Onions go in. We'll saute them up a little bit. Now, the thing is, as you do this recipe, all of these things can be modified a little bit. You can add a little bit more onion if you like more onion. You can add a little bit more bell pepper if you like bell pepper, or just exclude it if you don't like it. Anyway, it modifies your taste, whatever you want. When it comes to the vegetables, if you don't like potatoes, you can use turnips. If you don't like that, throw in something else. If you don't like carrots, use whatever vegetables you like. Anything goes with that. So use more if you like more, and use less if you like less. The main thing is the spices and the meat. It's going to make the flavor of the picadillo, along with our little bell pepper, the onion. So we're going to saute this around. Once it's done, once it gets sauteed up a little bit, we're going to throw it in the pot and add 2 cans of diced tomatoes. And add water and simmer it. Be right back. Okay, now we added the sauteed onions and bell pepper and pepper. Put it in the pot, turn the pot on. Then we're going to add 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Top it off with some water. We're going to leave it a lot more water. Get my messy sink. But we got to cover it all. There you go. There's my ladle. Just mix it around a little bit. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer at a low rumbling boil. Not a boil, but just a little bit more in the simmer for about 15 minutes so that all the flavors can get in there. We're going to add the spices next.